are live and in living color. What's going on? My name is Emmanuel Pierre, or everybody calls me Coach E. I am your empowerment mindset coach. If you guys are not following me on all social media platforms are right here up top to the left. We are live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and TikTok. So I do appreciate everybody that is here. If you guys want to follow me on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, look up Monumental Podcast on those two streaming platforms. Instagram is also Monumental Podcast. And if you click here, you'll be able to go to my website. So that way you can see what's going on amongst everything that I got going on. So I appreciate you guys for being here. For the people that are watching, that are rewatching the stream, if you can't catch the stream on YouTube, you'll be able to catch it on Spotify. So I do appreciate everybody that watches the content and comes through. You guys are truly amazing. I have here a very, very interesting gentleman. Okay. This man that does a lot of work in the community. He has a lot of things going on just on an everyday basis, right? I'm gonna let him introduce himself. Please tell them everything that you do, man. Like give them all the nuggets.
Hi. Yeah. So what's going on, everybody? My name's Caleb Harris. I'm a life coach. I'm a recovery coach. I help out men to deal with lust, addiction, mental health issues. As Emmanuel already said, I'm active in the community. I'm active online as well. So basically what I do with my work is I focus on helping out men, focus on helping out men with decision-making skills, coping skills, how to deal with past issues, bad hurts, bad hangups. So just in a nutshell, man, I'm just a man of God, just on a mission, just serving and walking in my purpose, man. That's ultimately who I am.
I appreciate that, man. And like I said, he does a lot. You know what I'm saying? And it's amazing to see how a black man at that, right, is putting the effort that he's putting in to create such a healthy environment for men, right?
Mhm.
It's very rare that you see something like that happen, and the fact that you're doing it in succession, right, it makes it even more amazing. So the topic today, guys, is the healing journey for men, right? I know I've touched that topic quite a few times, right, on TikTok, but I haven't done it live overall, right, and in this type of environment. So for one, I want to thank you for taking the time because I know you're busy. You be busy, you know what I'm saying? And I know we talked about working together about 2 years ago in regards to actually linking up and making some things happen. So I do appreciate the fact that you took the time out to make this happen because this conversation is needed. Um, so when we talk about the healing journey for men, right? I know a lot of people have very negative takes on it because they feel like men have the three things that they need to do: provide, protect, and show provision, right? So that's all men should do. And obviously that's like a century old mindset that's been created for men. Now it's a very difficult thing for a lot of men to break that habit because it is a century old mindset. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's something that's been passed on from generations to generations, and it makes it difficult to be like, damn, should we even change our frame of mind to that because it's been working for so long? You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So what is your take on that?
I mean, my take on it, as you said before, is a century-old mindset. You have to understand is that back in that day, I mean, if we just being real, let's just keep it real. Like all because your mom and your dad was married and it looked good on paper, it doesn't always mean that woman was happy. It doesn't always mean that man was happy. Like men, these days we working like 60 plus hours just to get by. Back then, yeah, things were a little bit easier, but these guys are just working, 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 and honestly, a lot of them was just a bunch of people pleasers, but like they never had that language to really express it. So they always want like, why am I always so tired? Why do I spaz on my wife? Why do I spaz on my kid? It's like, bro, you burnt out. That's why you do it. That's what
Yeah.
happens when you're so overstimulated because of all the work that you've been doing for years and years and years. And it's like one thing that I've been learning, bro, is like all because somebody did something for a long time, did you do it accurately for a long time? Because like in
Yeah.
today's age right now, like if you working all these crazy hours, you just gonna burn yourself out. You gonna still feel as if you gotta like prove yourself to everybody. And these things you learn over the years, you have to unlearn things, relearn things, and learn new things as well. And I get that it could be frustrating, it could be tiring, it could be exhausting, but at the end of the day, man, like all because something worked back then, yeah, there's some things that, don't really need to be fixed. Like a man does need to do some kind of work, but a man is allowed to just rest. Just say, you know what? I'm allowed to just take this day off and be selfish and think about me. And there's nothing wrong with that.
No, absolutely. I think I know for a fact. I could say I can't even say I think I know for a fact that I had to shift my whole mindset in regards to it,
Mm,
right? And a lot of the things that made me change my perspective on how men operate was the fact that I've watched the men in my life literally overstimulate themselves,
mhm,
trying to do more than what the human body is capable of, right? And we talked about, I talk about strength a lot, right? Just knowing what your capacity is for your strength, how much your mental strength can take, how much your emotional strength can take, and your physical strength can take.
mm,
What is your capacity on that? Like, do you do it to the
yeah,
point where you just have nothing left in your cup? You know what I'm saying? Or are you kind of taking a step back to replenish in regards to
yeah,
that? I see
yeah,
a lot of
yeah,
men, they don't replenish. They just keep going.
mhm,
And then next thing you know, you're either in the hospital or you're struggling with stress. You're stressing through
mhm,
situations, and we all know stress can cause a lot of things in our body. So it's just
yeah,
like, where at what point do we just take a step back and be like, I gotta really look at myself. I gotta really like focus on me for a little bit, right? It's not like just telling you to neglect your responsibilities in life, but
mhm,
you are the important person in your life. So if you're not doing what you're supposed to do for yourself, but you're doing for everybody else, what does it look like when it's time to focus on you?
mhm.
You know what I'm saying? What does that look like? And I know you've probably spoke to a lot of men in regards to things of that nature. Like, what was the conversations that you've had, and like what kind of was their responses when you were having those conversations?
Yeah, so the conversations were awkward, like whether it was the church, whether it was the community, whether it was online, like a lot of men had like mixed feelings. A lot of them felt like feminine. And I put feminine in quotation marks because resting isn't a masculine or a feminine trait. Like it's just
Right.
common sense. Like if you tired, go take a nap. It ain't that deep. But to
Yeah.
them, they felt as if, as you were saying before, they had to just go, 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 and just never replenish themselves. So it was a combination of I don't feel like a real man. Like I'm not making any money. Like it was a big ego trip for a lot of men too, because it was just like I've lost that sense of providing. Like especially a lot of guys who lost their job, or a lot of guys that
Mhm.
didn't have a job. Like no one ever gave them that language to say, you know what, like I'm okay, I'm gonna be just fine, I'll be able to figure it out. But like at this time, let me just sit down and just rest. Because what I've seen is that what I see with a lot of guys that they take less for themselves just so they can keep seeing money coming in. So, for an example,
Mhm.
they'll keep on taking that job as 40K a year and then get mad, jealous, be bitter and resentful to the guy that's making 70K a year. And it's like, what you didn't understand is that since you called building relationships feminine, that man built relationships and he built himself a network. So he was
Right.
able to land that job or able to grow that business because he was just consistent for 4 or 5 years. For the
Yeah.
past 4 or 5 years, you've been in survival mode, just grinding. This
Uh,
brother shifted his mindset. Instead of being a fixed mindset, he decided to be in a growth mindset.
I
So
like
for the
that.
past 4 or 5 years, yeah, the first couple years, it didn't look like nothing. But that's like
Right.
4 or 5 years or so, things just started to progress because he stayed consistent. He built relationships with people. He talked to people. He stopped, trying to just go, go, go all the time. So
Yeah.
overall, to like wrap up the question, a lot of men just felt hurt, confused, lost, or they was thinking about it in their mind, but like no one ever like gave them that permission, number one. And also just like number two, they never had the information to say it out loud, but they was thinking it the whole entire time. Like this don't make no sense.
Right. No, and that's true though, right? Because you said something in regards to shifting your mindset, and that's one of the
Yeah.
biggest things for me is you have to understand like uh there's only so much that you can do, right? As a
Hmm.
person. Forget about the gender role thing, right? As a human being, there's only so much that you can do before you burn
Hmm.
out, right? And a lot of these men were taught to be burnouts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They were taught to be burnouts. They weren't taught that they have to have a capacity. They wasn't taught resilience, right? They didn't create nobody created that lane for them, right? It
Mhm.
was just like you work until you go. That's it.
Mhm.
You protect, you provide, and you work till you go, and then that's it. Like you're not really cared about for real, right? Like Chris Rock. Remember when Chris Rock said the only thing the like
Oh,
men
yeah.
are not really cared for is in regards to unconditional love is dogs and kids, right?
Mhm.
There's a true statement to that.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a true statement to that for a lot of men. I can't say for all men because we don't all operate the same. But
Facts.
there's a lot of true statements for that in regard to certain men. And good morning for everybody on TikTok. I do apologize if I can't see your comments. But I am watching it on my phone. So if you guys are commenting, good morning, good morning, good morning. I do appreciate you guys here for being here. But yeah, no, that's a true statement. Like when it comes to certain things, right? Now, I'm not gonna sit there and woe me for the men, right? Because at some point
Right.
we do have to open our eyes and take accountability for the mistakes that we make. And
Mhm.
we and in regards to accountability, obviously accountability without action is just nothing, right? You don't no
Mhm.
change, no change of behavior, no change of mentality. You just kind of keep doing the same thing, making the same mistakes, and you know what I'm saying, and just
Oh,
not
yeah.
learning the lesson that you're supposed to learn in the aspect of the things that you keep screwing up, right? So in regards to accountability, because I know that's a touchy subject for a lot of men,
Yeah. You're
right?
right.
How did how did that
Yeah.
conversation go when you brought up the conversation of accountability?
And when I brought up that conversation, people was mad at me. They didn't want to talk to me, or they had the real passive aggressive towards me. I
Okay.
used to be having people text me. I started seeing it. I'm like, are they waiting a little bit longer to text me back? Like I was like, okay,
Right,
they waiting
right,
a little bit
right.
longer to text me back. Like I was calling, like, what's going on here? And I started realizing like it made people feel uncomfortable. But like I said, I was in their shoes. Cause
Yeah,
like as a man, you don't want no other man telling you that you messing up in life. But like if
that's
you
true.
are, then you are. So it's like that's the thing about men. One thing about men is that we teach by correction. Like
Right.
love is a form of correction. So like if I love you as my brother, I'm like, hey, like you
That's
messing up out
facts.
here. Like there were guys out here. Like one time I had a coaching session with a guy and I was like, I was biting my tongue out. I was talking to God and he was like, you have to tell him the truth. And I was like, God, I don't
Mm.
want to. And I remember I sat down there and it just came out. We was in the session. He was being a people pleaser. So I was like, bro, you are a pushover. You gotta stop letting people push you around.
Yeah.
And that's when the energy just shifted. But after that conversation, he thanked me because he was like, Caleb, I always wanted someone just to be real with me like that. And I'm so glad that you were in my life, that God put you in my life to say, like, hey, like, don't do this no more. Put your boundaries up. You're allowed to say no. Because as we were saying earlier in the conversation about how we just be burning out, the brother was
Yeah.
burnt out. The brother
Yeah.
was tired. You could see it in his eyes. Like the brother was losing his hair. And I'm like, brother, you look jacked up right now. Like, you ever just think about taking a day off or just telling these people no? Like, you ain't always got to serve everywhere. Like, you ain't
Oh,
always got to go to work.
let's
Like,
let's
you
let's
could just
take
say, you know what?
let's take a step back
Yeah.
on that, right? You said
Yeah.
something, right? You can
Hmm.
say no.
Yeah. That part.
You can say no. A lot of
Hmm.
people struggle with that, right?
That's
Because
true.
they question their no, right? They question
Hmm.
their thought process behind the no, and instead of just embracing that and just be like, nah, I don't want to do this. Like I'm good. Like
Hmm.
I don't have the energy for it. I'm tired, or just not even explaining it. Just kind of be like, no, like I'm good. Like like just
Hmm.
I'm just gonna take this time for me, right? They get persuaded
Oh,
into
yeah.
saying yes, right? By individuals that probably have more, mental strength, mental capacity
Hmm.
than they do, right? Because there's not many people are confrontational, right? Some men are not
Hmm.
conversational. So like they just say yes out of just not having to be in a confrontation or not
Hmm.
having to be in an argument or a fight. They just say yes to avoid all of that, right? Confrontation is good sometimes, guys. I'm gonna let you know that right now
Not
because
bad.
because sometimes you need to check somebody. Like you
You
know what I'm
do.
saying? You get somebody, they got to get checked, and then if you need to check them, do what you have to do. Like, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Especially for the men. Like, don't think that every man is gonna want to physically fight you when you say no or when you check them. Like
Mhm.
that's not the case.
Yeah.
That's not the case. I promise you, it's not. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Most of the men that want to check men and then want to get into a physical altercation after the fact is they're emotional.
That is
They're
true.
overly emotional. That's the problem. You know what I'm saying? They feel like they got to prove something now because
Mhm.
you checked them, but that's not the case. So don't think that that's always going to be the outcome when you tell somebody no. You know what I'm saying? If you got to
Yeah.
defend yourself, obviously defend yourself, but that's not the case in regards to that.
Mhm.
I feel like you have to just be mindful of the decisions that you're making, right?
Right.
You know, and in regards to the conversation of accountability, right? I really
Mhm.
want everybody to focus on this, right? And this is for everybody watching. This is not just for the men. You have to change your behavior.
Mm.
You have to change your actions, right? When it comes to accountability, you can't just keep apologizing and nothing's changing.
Facts.
Something has to change, right? You can't say I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, and then you keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over. And there's no change, there's no structure, there's nothing.
Mm.
And then you get mad because the person keeps repeating themselves to you. But I already said sorry, but you're not changing anything.
Yeah.
There's no change. So yes, they're gonna keep repeating themselves because you're not changing.
Mhm.
Switch how you operate. So that way, that way you don't have to keep getting that repeated cycle. Make a change.
Mhm.
See where you're going wrong. See the mistakes that you're making. Pay attention to
Mm.
your movements and your behavior so that way you can see what went wrong. Just thought.
Yeah. Look inward, You gotta
That's
look
it.
inward, man, because a lot of people, they look outer, and they always pay attention to everybody else. It's like, "You don't understand this, and this going on in my life." It's like, I hear you, but, like, you still stayed up to 2 in the morning last night though, bro. So, like, you coulda still gone to bed. Just
Mhm.
saying.
You said
You
that you
still
had
coulda
so
gone
you
to bed
said you had
early.
something to do in the morning, but you stayed up.
Exactly, and I told him, "I ain't got no energy." It was like, "Well, shoulda went to bed earlier." I said,
Mhm.
like, sometimes they really do. That's what I learned with the coaching I do with a lot of men, bro. A lot of the stuff that they be trying to make complicated, it's like, you ever just go to bed early? You ever just change your diet? You ever just do this, that, and the other?
Right
And that's
relationship
what I've
goes
had to
first.
realize, like, on my healing journey. What I realized is that I know a lot of things, and I've been around a lot of people. I got like countless books that I've read, but like I've learned a lot of men because, as we were saying before, with all the working that we've been doing, we never just pause and try to see a different perspective besides our own. We never even had that time to like just look inward because we spent so much time working. It's like, well, this just doesn't make any sense.
No, that's true though. I mean, I think, and it's one of the things too. Like we have to adjust the way that we look at things, right?
Hmm.
We view things so surface level sometimes, and it's just
Yeah.
like, and that's why nothing ever changes, especially with us men. Like we have a lot of tendency to go surface level. We don't think deep enough
Hmm.
to see things to change it. that's
That's
why
true.
that's why sometimes that's why sometimes knowing, like, having a woman, like, having a woman in our corner helps because she looks a little deeper. She sees things that
Hmm.
we don't see, right?
Yeah,
And she mentions it. Now, the way that we take it and we receive it, it's a different story.
that's true.
We take it and we receive it as disrespect when it's not. It's not
Hmm.
disrespect, it's correction, right? Most men, we grow on correction. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we're growing correction. So that's the one of the things that we have to do. We have to sit back and just listen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that way we can see the faults. Yeah, that way we could see the mistakes. So that was one of the things. Yo, Homika, I wasn't able to text you. That's why I sent it to you on Instagram. Go on your messages on Instagram, and the link is right there, so that way you could jump in with us. But yeah, you should be able to jump in once you click that link. Um, so yeah, that was one of the things. I was just like, you gotta sit there and listen, man. Like, I love the
Yeah.
conversations me and my girl be having. Is it tough conversations? Hell yeah. Some emotions, crying, all the good things, right? All the emotions
Mhm.
come out of it, but we grow from it. We learn from each other. Like, you know what I'm saying? I make mistakes, she makes mistakes. Like, you know, we have conversations about the things that we make mistakes on. Like, we don't just let it just keep happening, right?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like it's one of the things that's important, especially for us men. If we as men can come together and have a conversation and make a change, right, on how we operate, like
Mm.
things could definitely shift. You know what I'm saying? Especially we all have friends that are men that are dogs,
True. You ain't
right?
tell no lies.
You know what I'm saying? And they do very
Yep.
questionable things on an everyday basis. And
Mhm.
you even though that's your brother and you love your brother, you keep your brother at arm's length because
Fact.
you're trying to operate in a different way and you're trying to elevate, and
Mhm.
he's doing things that are very questionable. And even
Mhm.
even when you mention it to him, instead of him being like, "Damn, bro, you're right," he's like, "I'm gonna do what I want anyway, bro. Y'all know what you're talking about." Like, you know,
Yeah.
you're soft, bro.
That's
You're
a
being
fact.
soft right now. You're being, you know what I'm saying? You're being a simp.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
all right, let me be a simp.
Mhm.
Let's see who laughs last in all
Right.
this
Man.
being a simp behavior that you talking about. Like, you know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? Like, just
Yeah.
remember the things that I told you, and when they come to fruition, don't come running to me talking about, man, bro. No, don't do that. I warned
Mhm.
you.
Yeah. Like one thing about me is that I'm really big on like you don't have to tell me Caleb you was right. I knew I was right. I knew I was right. I'm not a I hate to say I told you so kind of guy. I'm the kind of person I'm like, you know what? Hey, look, listen, man, you mess around with all these women, you gonna wake up in the morning itching down below. But if you want to play that game, you can play that game. I'm just not gonna play with you.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. I'm just not gonna play with you. But if you want to play that game, I know exactly how it's gonna turn out, what's gonna happen the night after, the whole 9 yards. But you are a grown man. If you want to play this game, you can play. Me, I don't play those games. I'm good on that. No.
So I have a question.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. It just came to my head in regards to um men going through the process of dealing with an arbitrator,
Mm,
right? Because even in a friends group, the person that has the most logic, right?
yeah.
The one that actually thinks through his ideology and not
Mm,
just make decisions off the fly can
yeah,
be
yeah.
considered an arbitrator,
Mm,
right? You're not a therapist. You're just a friend that's concerned. Like, you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Of the decisions that your friends that are the
Yeah.
decisions that your friends are making, but they consider you an arbitrator because
Mm,
you're trying to correct them in what in
mhm,
the things that they're in the decisions that they're making because there is a selfish gain to this, right?
yeah.
You're affected as well
Mhm,
because that whole phrase of birds of a feather flock together is a real thing.
mhm.
It can
Yeah.
become a real thing for the person, for other people, right? For you, you're just like, nah, I'm not like this motherfucker. Like, there's no way that you're gonna try to put me in the same realm as, but you guys hang out with each other. Like, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? You guys are always with each other. So yes, birds of a feather flock together because you know the
Yes,
things
sir.
that he's doing, right? And you're not trying to correct it. But I am trying
Mhm,
to correct it. But are you trying hard enough?
mhm.
Right? You start
Yeah,
questioning
yeah.
yourself about these things. And then you're like, damn, am I
Mhm.
really trying hard enough to help this man really change? Or am I just like kind of just letting him do whatever he wants? And then
Yeah.
I gotta deal with the backlash of, because I'm his friend, I'm his brother. I gotta deal with the backlash of all of this mess that he's caused. And
Right.
I gotta defend myself,
Mhm,
like, because he's fucking up.
mhm.
How do you feel about that?
Man, it's listen, like, I'm a big component if, like I'll help you out 'cause what comes to mind is there's a difference between correction and coddling. What I've seen as an observer is that a lot of men, the reason why they don't like to be told what to do by somebody, whether it's a man or a woman or anybody, is because we've been conditioned to solve our own problems ever since we was kids.
Yeah.
So whenever somebody comes in, where they're like even if they ain't a life coach, a therapist, or just as just a concerned person, like your behavior's getting out of control. Like it's like, bro, you've been drinking a little bit too much. Like I ain't been drinking too much. I can keep saying it over and over again, but there's been times in my life I'm like, hey, we removing all the alcohol out of here.
Mm,
Like they're drinking too much. Like, hey,
mhm.
like you can't come over no more. Like we love you, we care about you, but like at this point, we've corrected you so much, and now it's coming to the point where it's like it's weighing on me. So it's like you either gonna have to get help or respectfully we're gonna have to end this. Cause like at the end of the day, this is tearing on me more and more and more. And bad company does corrupt good character. So
It
you
does.
trying to you trying to move forward in life and you got somebody keep on straggling behind. And I realize as I get older, I'm 32, the older that I get, I realize, man, like there's a reason why there's private parties. There's a reason why there's five-star restaurants. There's a reason why when you go to a party and you ain't on the
Ooh.
guest list, there's a reason why. And when I was younger, I didn't understand that.
Ooh.
But as I got older, I started to realize, oh, okay, now
Yeah.
that's the reason why they got the five-star restaurants and the private parties because there's certain people that they just want to keep us straight because they
Yeah.
tried this before, it didn't work out, they lost money, they lost opportunities, they lost business deals, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And it wasn't
That's
personal, but at the end of the day, it's like we've been trying and trying and trying, but after a while, we kept on coddling too much. Like I correct you, it's oh hey, like you messed it up. You messed up what I got going on. Now you
it's
keep messing up
crazy.
what I got going. It's like it reminds me, just a quick moment. It's like
Go ahead.
Craig and Day Day from next Friday. It's like you got me messed up. Now if I get in
Well, when
trouble
it
with them,
yeah.
I did too much. And
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what it
yeah,
reminds me of in a
yeah.
way.
No, that's facts though. That's crazy how that really does
Yeah.
play a role in that. Like when you know what's crazy?
Hmm.
When you go like especially like a person that's changed that shifted their mindset a little bit, right?
Yo.
When you look at the movies that we watched,
Hmm.
the black movies the urban movies that we watch, they have a
Yep.
lot of things that they could teach us.
Facts.
They do. They have a lot of things that they could teach us. Like if you go back and watch these things now as adults,
Hmm.
like don't watch it for the entertainment, just watch for the lessons. You can get
Hmm.
a lot of tools.
Oh,
You can get a
definitely.
lot of tools because when
Definitely.
you mentioned the whole thing with Greg and Day Day,
Yeah.
Day Day's out here wilding. Craig is trying to be all calm and collected and trying to be all professional about his things.
Yeah.
Day Day is just he felt he had that urgency for power
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, as he had that urgency
Hmm.
for power, he had that urgency for control, and
Oh yeah.
he was overdoing it, and it put them in a situation that they should never been in the first place. Like, you
Exactly.
know what I'm saying? So yeah, no, that was a good analogy, bro. That was good. That
Yeah.
was a good example. That was a
But
good
sometimes in
example.
life, it's just like, man, like, I can only do so much. Like, I've corrected
Yeah.
you over and over and over again. It's like, you're also a grown man. So it's like, at the end of the day, it's come to a point where now I'm exhibiting people pleasing behaviors. Because it's like, well, now I got to tell my friend, well, you don't understand. He don't mean it. You don't understand. Like, he got trauma. You don't like, listen, what's really happening is that I do understand, but like, he my boy and we've been rocking since we was kids, but I ain't trying to leave him on by himself, but
Become a
in life
people
as a
pleaser by
man, you got to make
loyalty.
those decisions.
Become a
That
people pleaser by blind loyalty is crazy.
yeah, facts. People
yo,
be in jail for that, bro. People be in
yo,
jail for that.
yo,
I'm not going to
that's
jail for none of y'all ninjas. I
crazy.
tell you that right now.
Yo,
No
that's
way.
crazy.
I'm telling
I
you,
didn't think about it that way.
it's
People
crazy.
people pleasing by buying blind loyalty is wild.
Mm-hmm.
Because we do see that a lot. We see that a lot
Facts.
in the community overall. Like people really just be
Mm-hmm.
rocking with people, even though they're making multiple mistakes and they're putting them in
Mm-hmm.
multiple dangerous situations. They'll be
Yeah.
like, "No, that's my people," and I rock with them.
Mm.
Okay, you keep doing that
Okay.
if you want to.
Yeah. Yeah. We
Keep
need to
doing
go
that
find
if you
some
want.
more people.
Yeah, you need to go find some more people because there ain't no way. Because if a person really
No
cares
way.
about you and rocks with you, they're not gonna keep putting you in a situation that's gonna put you in harm's way.
Not right there.
It doesn't make any sense to me. Just it's very odd
Mm-hmm.
to even
Yeah.
operate like that, right? And believe it or not, when it comes to the liquor, just like you mentioned, when men like they go to the bottle,
Yeah.
Like I'm a firm believer the bottle shows the true character. That's one,
Mhm.
right? It really brings out the true character of that person. And secondly, they lack control,
Mhm.
right? And liquor's called spirit for a reason. And I don't feel like it's 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 just a beverage that you're drinking. I feel like there's something spiritual behind it
Yeah.
in regards to the liquor, right? And
Mhm.
we actually seen that shit in real time yesterday. That's funny that this all this shit is happening right now and this
Mhm.
conversation is happening
Yeah.
right now because I feel like it was just God was like this conversation needs to happen because
It
it's
does.
like we watched it in real time happen at the barber shop yesterday.
Mm.
Like it
Oh,
happened
man.
in real time and like without saying any names, right? It's just like dude was burnt out of his toast, like he was drunk. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And my barber's like, yo, like chill, like you're in my place of business. Like, what are you doing?
Facts.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Sharing customers
relax.
away, you
Like,
know?
you know what I'm saying? And he was just
Yeah.
like doing too much. And just like I've never seen my barber irate ever. I've known
Mhm.
him forever.
Yeah.
I've never seen a shot of him where he's like irate, pissed off. Like he's usually a calm and collected dude. So like to
Mhm.
see that, I'm like, the only person that could ever bring that out of somebody is somebody that you know.
Facts.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Because a random person not gonna bring that out of you.
Mhm.
They're not.
That's true.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it has to be somebody that you know. You
Mhm.
I appreciate you, honey. Thank you so much. She said, I love this conversation. Y'all the type of men our community needs. Keep doing what you're doing. I appreciate you.
Yeah. Appreciate that. Definitely.
You know what I'm
Definitely
saying?
appreciate that.
It's crazy because when I seen that happen, I was like, yo, it's
Yeah.
like this is I said, this can't be happening in real time. I'm thinking in my
For
head, like, yo,
sure.
and
Yeah.
then we're about to have this conversation about men healing today. Like, it's
Oh,
just like
yeah.
I was
Yeah,
like, I
yeah.
said, this is like it's like
Oh, yeah.
divine energy. Like this is divine
Mhm.
timing in
Yeah,
regards to this
yeah.
conversation. So it's just like, where do we go? Like, how do we really like help these men? Like, because I know you've been doing it for a little bit longer than I have, right?
Yeah.
So like
Mhm.
kind of talk about that like before you got to where you were to where you kind of be able to help like these men the way that you are now, like where
Mhm.
you know like what got you there, like you know what
Man.
I'm saying, in that into that
Yeah.
process.
I mean, for me, it started off with me just getting sober. Like, I could not help out nobody, Emmanuel, if I was not sober myself. Like, I've been sober for over 7 years. My main vice was drinking, and it
Hmm.
was sex. And then it was a whole bunch of other things. Like just trying to just, whether it was food, sex, drugs, alcohol. What I had to learn is that I wanted to escape my problems because I come
Okay.
from, a very like churchy Christian background. Like,
Hmm.
now, like, yes, I'm a Christian, but I'm more spiritual these days anyway. Like, I sit
Right.
down and I just believe that you walk by faith, not by sight, follow your assignment. I go to
Right.
church here and there, I'll check out a Bible study here and there, but my main purpose is what does God want me to do? So I had
Hmm.
to go down a rabbit hole, man, of religious trauma, betrayal trauma, all these things. And it's just to wrap it up so everybody can understand. Man, it's like when you are taken advantage of as a kid, you seeing your dad try to take your mom life, you seeing all these things going on, and you just told, oh, just give it to God. If you just pray more and all the other stuff, it'll go away. So I
Hmm.
had to learn, man, that ish don't work. Like,
Right.
I'm not saying that God not powerful. That's not what I'm trying to articulate. What I'm trying to articulate is that God first, therapy, coaching, and counseling second.
Yeah.
Like, God does put people in your life. Like, God created therapists, doctors, counselors, and coaches.
Hmm.
Now, what you do with that is on you, and how you
True.
gotta do that is totally on you. But that's what I had to learn because I grew up in the church. It's like if you just spend more time in the church, if anything, nobody really likes to talk about this, but I'm saying anyway. The church could be a form of escapism. So let me explain that. When I say that the church could be a form of escapism, you spend all this time in the church trying to run away from all your problems. So that's why you see, from a man perspective, man preaching real loud, oh, hallelujah, oh, thank you, Jesus, all this other stuff. And he got 4 or 5 wives, got 4 or 5 hussies, and he touched little boys, he touched little girls. And how that happens, well, nobody want to tell the truth, but he never healed himself. He was around too many jokers that, again, is the reason why men need to be held accountable. Because when men are not held accountable, they be in a position of leadership. You see what I'm saying? And then they end up
Mm.
bringing down the whole congregation. bringing down the whole church, and then everybody said, "Nah, I don't
Oh
wanna go to church no
man.
more." And I was like, "Yeah, I can see why." So, over the years with therapy, coaching, counseling, looking inward, commentaries, YouTube, Instagram. I try to get as much information as I can, bro, because I knew God was talking to me. And I was always taught as a kid, just sit down in the corner and shut up. I'm not gonna preach to nobody, but I'm gonna say this. The scripture does say when I was a child, I spoke as a child, I understood as a child. When I became a man, I put childish ways behind me. A
Mm,
lot of men never learn how to put away those childish ways.
that's
So
true.
I started coaching around like 2022, 2023, and I opened up Choosing Your Freedom in February 2023. And what I did is it's really simple: setting goals, looking inward, holding yourself accountable by really just saying, if you're gonna do something, like for example, you gonna wake up,
What's going on,
eat food
Sunflower?
at 7 in the morning. That's
Mhm.
what you're doing. So real simple stuff. That was really it. Yeah.
That's deep though. That's deep. And thank you for sharing that because I know like a lot of people when they talk about like their past and their experiences, like it can obviously re-trigger you, right?
Mm-hmm.
In regards to those things. So I do appreciate the fact that you were able to articulate that. So I appreciate
Yeah.
that. Right.
Mm-hmm.
No, same thing for me though. Like a lot of I grew up in the church, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the stuff was always, pray to God for, for your blessings and everything. And I pray every day, right? But
Mm-hmm.
the conversations that I have with him versus the conversations that you guys have at church are not the same conversations. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
you know
I
what I'm
know, you ain't
saying?
lying.
Because I was running from my purpose,
Mm-hmm.
and he would put layers and layers of walls for things that I should not be doing. And I would
Mm-hmm.
constantly run into these walls. Okay. Constantly running into these walls. And I'm not learning the lesson every
Mm-hmm.
time I run into these walls. So I'm
Yo.
constantly running into these walls without learning the lessons and the experiences that I need to actually move forward towards my purpose in life, right? And I've always been a person that's able to help somebody and conversate with somebody and kind of help them shift their mindset of the things that they should or shouldn't be doing. You know what I'm saying? That's always been my thing. So when I finally, started embracing the things that I'm supposed to be doing, like I no longer have walls that I'm running into. The walls are gone, right? Now I'm leaping over anything that is kind of blocking my path at this point because I'm not really allowing it to do so because I know if I ran into enough walls,
Mm,
right? Figuratively, I disfigured my face by running into all of these walls because I just kept on trying to do what I wanted to do,
mhm,
right? My needs, not the needs that he had for me or the wants that he had for me, but my needs and my wants kept on running into these walls. And then next thing you know, I'm not doing anything with my life,
yeah,
right? I'm letting time pass me by. I have two children. I'm supposed to be taking care of. I'm not doing the complete most that I'm supposed to be doing as a father. Like you get what I'm saying? So it's just like
yeah,
now it's just like, what am I doing? Like what am I teaching my kids by constantly running into these walls and not learning the lessons? Right? I'm
mhm,
kind of just making excuses for these things and not learning the lessons that I need to learn, not growing, not elevating, not pushing myself to be better by running into
mhm,
these walls. So at some point, I'm like, all right, let me stop running.
mm,
Like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe if I stop running, I won't run into these walls.
yeah,
Maybe if I walk, I might be able to just like walk around them and see what I need to see. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? And gain the
yeah,
lessons that I need to learn. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like one of those things. So that was one of the things that was for me because I didn't deal with a lot of trauma as a child. It was
mhm,
I dealt with the church thing, right? It's a little weird. Church things. Like it
yeah,
was like as I got older, I started to question a lot of things, right?
mhm,
Hence why I don't go to church anymore. Because it's like
yeah,
I questioned a lot of things when it came to the church. And then I did have my Bible. What's going on, Roland? Hey babe. I did have my Bible. I read my Bible a lot. And I'm just like, then I started to question the Bible. I was like,
mhm,
because I'm like, we got too many stories that are popping up that made no sense to me, right? And a lot
mhm,
of the things that was written in the Bible. So it's just like I questioned a lot of the things.
yeah,
I started doing my research. You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
And I'm
you
like,
got to, definitely got to,
I'm like, this
yeah,
this has been rewritten way too many times.
Mhm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So what word are we really following?
Mhm.
Like, you know what I'm saying in regards to this? Because is it really his words that we're following? Like, nobody ever questioned that. Like,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't like
Yeah.
nobody questions that. They kind of just run with it, right? Like, they don't think to question it. They feel like if you question it, you're gonna get punished. No,
Yeah. That
question
is
it.
true.
Like, you know what I'm saying? We're not calling you an atheist. We're not just saying that you can still follow God on a spiritual level. I follow God on
Yeah.
a spiritual level, not a religious level. Because we have too many stories of the religious aspect where we see men doing things that are very questionable.
Mhm.
You got questionable men leading the blind,
Mhm.
unhealed men leading the blind that are sitting on these stages. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, it's very dangerous. That's a very dangerous game.
Mhm.
That's a very dangerous game. And you are right about that. You know what I'm saying? In
Yeah.
regards to that aspect, a lot of the men that are on these stage are not healed men.
Mhm.
They're very unhealed individuals. And they're teaching things that they don't need to be teaching.
Mhm.
Somebody's comments were filtered in the chat, by the way. So it's just one of those things. So
Yeah.
I did my research, man. Like,
No,
you know what I'm
better.
saying? It's like I had to do my research and kept us
Yeah.
from progressing as people. Right, exactly. Like,
That's
you know what I'm
true.
saying? So it's just
Yeah.
like now that people are starting to be more open, their eyes are opening a little bit more, and I like that.
Mhm.
People are asking more questions. And
Yeah.
people don't and a lot of people don't like the fact that people are asking more questions.
Yeah, 'cause
But
they ain't
what
got
I
the answer.
but I want more men to ask more questions,
Mhm.
right? It's the and I give the flowers to the women because you guys ask all the questions.
Mhm.
And I love that because there's always an answer to a question. Regardless
Yeah.
if they don't know the answer, somebody knows the answer.
Mhm.
Now, whether you like the answer or not, that's between you and that person. That's between you and yourself. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? In regards to what response you get. Don't try to expect a response. Just listen to it, right? And take it in and you do
Mhm.
with what you want with that information, right?
Yeah.
In regards to that. Don't just try to deny or try to ignore what's being said or try to fight back what's being said, right? Just take it as an opinion, take it as information, take it as knowledge and run with it, right? And you do what you want with it. You delegate the response, the responses. If it works for you, it works for you at that time. If it doesn't, cool. Don't worry about it, right? Just let it be what it is. At least you have that knowledge just in case you experience that said situation. You have something to go by instead of being lost in transition, right? In regards to that, the church thing is a very touchy subject for a lot of people. I get it,
Yeah.
but I'm a realist.
Yeah.
Period. Point blank. There's no way that I'm just gonna follow what's being said, knowing that the person on that stage has never been to therapy, has never got a guidance outside of quote unquote prayer that he said. Right.
Mhm.
I'm
Mhm.
not doing that. I rather talk to somebody that hasn't been in the church that actually put in the work and had conversations with God on his own outside of the church
Yeah.
because I know the conversation that he has with God was one on one
Mhm.
with him, right? That's how my
Yeah.
conversations go, one on one with him.
Mhm.
I don't need to go to the church for him to tell me what I need to do with my life. I wouldn't be
Exactly.
doing what I'm doing now if it didn't have that conversation with him.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of men need to do that. They need to have to sit there and have that conversation, right?
Yeah.
And the most powerful thing that you can do, and you can agree, and if you want to kind of piggyback on this, is sit in silence. You know
Yeah.
why? Because the room gets louder the quieter it gets.
Mhm.
And all of the things that you're struggling with will start making noises
That's true.
everywhere. Now, if you're dealing with a lot and you haven't put in the work to actually focus on the things you need to focus on, that room's gonna be really, really loud.
Mhm.
It's gonna be really loud. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not focusing on anything. But the people that done the work, right? Shout out to the people that have actually put in the work, gone to therapy, gone coaching, still doing it, right? The room's a little quieter. It's more
Yeah.
peaceful, right? You know what I'm saying? Like it's a
Oh
lot.
yeah.
It's a beautiful feeling to sit in silence and not have your triggers and traumas and your past experiences knocking at your walls every 2 seconds, right?
Mm-hmm.
Think about the movie The 13 Ghosts,
Mm. A
right?
good
You know what I'm
example.
saying?
Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you have to deal with all of those different energies and all of those different spirits and stuff like that. But like think
Yeah.
about it as an aspect of your healing journey. You got
Mm.
all of these things that you're struggling with. You're not working on any of it, right? And you're just prolonging in life, just moving in life, surviving,
Yeah.
right? Survival mode.
Mm-hmm.
When you finally sit in that silence, you can't even sit in silence because the things that you're struggling with is beating you down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Go for it. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, you know, that's the thing I've been seeing is that, sitting in silence, as you said before, man, like that's as I said earlier, that's how you
Right,
look
honey.
inward, but that's really just how the healing journey is supposed to happen. Like you can't just spend your whole entire life just always being around people. Like I've been on my healing journey now since 2019. I can tell you right now, I can go to the movies. I won't even call nobody. I won't even text nobody. I can walk around the raw by myself. And, wow, this is really peaceful. But
Yeah.
back in 2019, I was like, man, like I
Yeah.
gotta go to the bar. I gotta go to the club. Like I gotta go get me a 40. I gotta go get me an eighth. Like I need to go hook up with a woman. Like where old girl at? Like I ain't got no rotation in my phone, bro. None. Like I broke up with my ex last year. Peace. She wasn't bringing peace. I let it go. There's been other times that it came to women and places, persons, things, and I just told myself, I was like, listen, if this interrupts my peace, I'm setting boundaries.
Mm,
That's what I told myself. Because like I don't mind being alone. In my apartment right now, I live alone. I don't
mhm,
mind it. Yeah, I still have my stresses to day-to-day life, but one thing that stresses me out the most is being around people who are not in alignment with what I do. Like
yeah, yeah,
that's what stresses me out even more. It ain't even bills, it ain't even rent. It's just being around somebody who always got something negative to say. Being
yeah,
around somebody that always got something to complain. Being around somebody who don't never want to do the work, don't never want to take accountability, always looking at everybody else when they ain't even never looking inward of themselves. Like I don't want to be around that.
facts,
Like it's crazy. I remember one time,
facts.
literally the other day, bro, I was at the gym and this one woman was just looking at me, just staring at me. And then I had another guy just staring at me. I didn't like the looks they made. To keep my peace, I'd even sit down here and say, you know what? I don't even want to be bothered with y'all today. I got things to do. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go to the other side of the gym and use the equipment over here because it's the same exact equipment. I don't know what type of time y'all on. I don't know what y'all got going on. I'm trying to say hello to y'all. Y'all don't want to say hi to me. That's okay. You got some stuff wrestling inside with you. And like I said, and I ain't putting on my coach hat. I'm just gonna go on over there. It's
Mm,
peaceful over there. What
yeah,
y'all got going over here is negative energy, and I don't want nothing to do with it.
but that's logic behind emotions, right? That's
Yeah.
logic instead of emotions. You were logically paying attention to what was going on. Like
Mm-hmm.
you were aware of what was going on and you seen just things didn't look right or didn't seem right. So you moved out the way. That sometimes you have to do
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Sometimes you have to do that. Like I've done that for the last couple of years. I've had to do that. Like you know what I'm saying with people around me, or just people around my relationship, people around like family, all of it. Like I just had to do it because I just can't deal with
Mm-hmm.
the negativity. Right?
Uh,
I was negativity. I was chaos at one point in my life. I don't want to deal with it no more.
mm-hmm.
I enjoyed the chaos when I was causing it. I was enjoying the negativity when I was a part of it. But now that I'm no longer a part of it and I see the damage that it can do, why would I want to be around it?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I made peace with the person that I was, right? Not saying that person's completely gone, but he's definitely dormant. Let's put it
Mm-hmm.
that way. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
he's not actively a part of my life. He's always going to be there because I'm not. He'll never go away. You know what I'm saying? Because that's lived experience. It's never going
Mm-hmm.
to go away. But he's dormant and he's quiet. And
Yeah.
because I've actually put in the work, he's not banging at my head every 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Like you get what I'm saying? So it's like
I feel you.
sometimes you just have to sit with yourself. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And when you sat with the men, right? When you were sitting with the men and you
Mhm.
start to speak about like boundaries and just having them understand that they can have a level of peace within themselves, not just around people, just within themselves. How did that conversation go?
Man, definitely awkward silence, you know? People was confused. It was a combination of, like, confusion and awkward silence because I had to really understand is that a lot of us as men, we just go from point to point to point. I'll take basketball as an example. Like
Okay.
a lot of people I play basketball with, like we're not close friends. Like we just play basketball. Like
Yeah.
women tend to be like more relational. Man, we just like go, go, go. So what I
Yeah.
had to learn is doing this work, I had to learn how to be more relational. Like my
Yeah.
mom taught me a couple things here and there. And I have other couple women that gave me some game too, and shout out to them because it was like, I didn't know about all that because I
Right.
grew up in the background. It's like, listen, why are we doing all this talking, man? Like, this is weird, man. I don't want to talk to you about all of this and talk about my problems and feelings and emotions. Like, I ain't no woman.
Hmm.
Like, just coming from a very like sexist vibe. Like, obviously,
Yeah.
that's not me anymore, but
But
that's how a
I
couple
mean,
of the
that's how we
guys
were
that,
taught. That's how we were
yeah,
taught. So
that's what we
yeah,
were
I get
taught.
it.
Yeah, that's what we were
So
taught. It was like one of those things. It was just, yeah, we were just taught, always ignore your feelings and emotions all the time. So I had to learn that's what the men were taught to
mhm,
ignore the feelings and emotions. I think what's helped me out to be a better coach and to grow each day is that instead of just saying, why aren't they getting it? Why aren't they getting it? I ask God, like, what are you teaching me right now? How
mhm.
can I look inward and maybe this is a lesson that God is trying to teach me? Because oftentimes, like, I know in the church, not to go back to the church, but might as well because that was my background for such a long time.
Listen,
We
the truth is
don't
the
we
truth.
don't yeah, don't look inward. Don't look
Yeah.
inward. Don't want to take the lessons. Just want to go to the pastor for everything. And it's like, if you want to keep going to the pastor, you can, but like you could literally go talk to God for yourself. Like you can go do that. And that's what I had to learn. A lot of them never sat down and talked to God for themselves. So I encouraged them, like, just take 5 minutes out of the day just to have a conversation with God. Like,
Right.
look inward. So yeah.
You know what's crazy? So my co-star, Hormiga, he was in the chat.
Hmm.
He said something once in the live. He's like, "Y'all ever ask God how he's doing
Mm,
or what we can do for him
mm,
versus what he can do for us?"
yeah.
Boy, that hit me so deep.
Mm,
That hit me so deep when he said that. I was
yeah.
like, ever since he said that, I started doing that. Like,
Hmm.
I was like, what can I do for you? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you are the all powerful, and you can handle so many things. But what can I do to take stuff off your shoulders?
Hmm.
And then I had to think about that. I sat with that for a little bit, right? Because I'm like, I am doing something for him. I'm moving in my purpose. Like I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm educating, I'm teaching, I'm guiding. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving tools for people to become better versions of themselves. So technically I am helping him
Hmm.
if you really think about it, right?
Yeah.
I am kind of assisting in his purpose for life
Mhm.
in a sense. And I'm like, did you ever think about that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like after he
Yeah.
said that, that was just like I had to really sit with myself for a little bit. I'm just like,
Mhm.
damn. Like,
Yeah.
like,
I
yo,
I
like
yeah.
that's a
I've
deep ass
definitely
question. Like,
yeah. I've had times I've thought about that a lot. It's like, sometimes I will go to God and complain a lot, and I was like, "Does God really wanna hear me complain again about the same thing?" Just things like that. Just reframing my thoughts and reframing my prayers. Like my prayers now are more about gratitude. My prayers are just like, I just stay with me. Like, God, I just thank you. Like, thank you for waking me up this morning. Like, thank you for doing this, that, and the other to me. Like, I grew up in so many religious circles that I'm not a part of now. It's like, y'all be talking to God about this, that, and the other, about how you need this and need that and want this and want that. But you ever just consider that God gave you everything that you need, but you're just avoiding responsibility? You ever just think about it like that?
they don't. That's the point.
Yeah, that's the thing.
They don't.
That's the problem.
They don't.
That's the problem.
They don't. That's the
That's a
problem.
yeah.
That's the problem. Because
Like, stop thinking about you.
there's not a place in the Bible that says that you don't have
Mhm.
to put in the work.
Yeah,
There's not a scripture, there's not a place in the Bible. You can read the Bible through and through, all the versions of the Bible. There's not a single version of the Bible that says that you do not have to put in the work.
exactly.
You can ask for the prayers, right? And the prayers might already be in your lap, might be in your hands, might be in your
Mhm.
space, in your circle, in your environment. But because you just keep asking and asking and asking, you're not looking, you're not visually
Mhm.
paying attention, you're not being aware of the things that's already within you or within your environment that can probably help you get that blessing.
Yeah.
Just keep asking. You just want handouts.
Mhm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
should like
That's how
you want
people
that's all you want is handouts. Like, you know what
yeah.
I'm saying? You're not even trying to
Yeah.
see that the blessing's probably already in front of you.
Oh, yeah. I know it's
Like,
gonna
you
annoy
know what
some
I'm
people,
saying?
but it's the
Like,
reason why them pastors are so good at taking your money because they sell you a pipe dream.
that's
I
it.
remember I saw something on TikTok and it was like, put $7,000 in there. It's like, first of all, if you can't even pay your rent, you ain't got no business paying nobody no money. I don't care what nobody say. You
Did
pay
you see
your
the video?
bills and you
Did
say,
you see
yeah.
the video of the pastor that locked the doors and said he wasn't gonna unlock the doors until they gave money give you money to the congregation?
Oh,
They
yeah,
like
I've seen a couple of videos like that.
he had the offering plate out. He was
Yeah.
passing the offering plate out. He said he's not unlocking these doors
Mhm.
until they offer some money up to the
Mm.
church.
Yeah. Crazy stuff.
I'm just saying. Yeah, y'all,
Mhm.
y'all, y'all take y'all do what y'all want with this information that we're giving you, right? We're not
Yeah.
here to shift your perspective on life.
That's
We're just
it.
kind of giving you a little bit more
Be
of things to
aware.
think about. That's it. Just be aware of these
That's
things.
it.
Be mindful of all these things, right?
Mhm.
And for like I said, for the people watching it back or listening to it on Spotify, just be aware of all of this, right?
Mhm.
Especially for the men. Don't be afraid to ask for help,
Mhm.
right? We're here, right? You can reach out to us, you can message us. I'm pretty much on social media through and through. So you can reach out to me there. You can reach out to me on my website at monumentalpodcast.com, and you can set up a free consultation
Mhm.
so we can have a conversation. Like, you know what I'm saying? And we can talk about the things that we need to talk about, right?
Yeah.
And get you the help that you need. I might be the coach for you. Caleb might be the coach for you. We got our brother Jordan that be helping the gentleman out here. You know what I'm saying? We got
Mhm.
Hormiga, we got Coach Derek. We got plenty of coaches outside of us that we know. We got therapists that we know that are really helpful. Kev, amazing man by the way.
Absolutely.
Amazing man, by the way. I want to get him up here. Like,
Mhm.
I want to get both Kevs up here. Actually, I want to get both of them up here, yo, because I
Yo.
would love to have a conversation with them, yo, in regards to this. I gotta shoot Kev a message because, like, I would love to have them up here and we all just chop it up, like all of us together, and just give everybody, just what it looks like when black men really communicate
Yeah.
effectively. You know
That's
what I'm
it.
saying?
A key
Like,
word, effectively.
yeah,
People,
like.
they communicate, but they communicate vaguely.
hmm
And
Like,
then
you
they
know what I'm
get
saying?
mad and they get pissed off at their woman and their kids. It's like, no, we really just didn't understand what you needed.
Yeah,
You know?
that's it.
We didn't
Like,
know.
as long as we can articulate ourselves enough
Yeah.
to vocalize what we struggle with, right? Then we
Mhm.
can help. We can help you guys navigate what you struggle with. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's the
Mhm.
key point right there is for us to know what you are struggling with. Sometimes you may
Mhm.
not even know that you're struggling with certain things, right? And
Yeah.
that's okay. And that's okay, right? But taking it out on the world is not okay.
No, no, that's not fair.
Like,
That's
you
not
know
fair.
what I'm
No,
saying?
you
Taking
can't do that.
you
No.
can't be taking it out on the world, right?
Uh-uh.
In regards to the
No.
things that you're struggling with. Like, we have to be able to sit down with ourselves long enough and be like, listen, this is where I'm at. This is what I'm struggling with. I've been trying to figure it out. I can't figure it out. What can you
Mhm.
do to help? You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
that starts the conversation right there. Like, right off the bat, that starts the conversation right
Okay.
there. It's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it really could be that simple. Like, you just be
Mhm.
like, listen, this is what I'm struggling with. I know I'm struggling with this. I've been trying to figure it out. I'm getting more frustrated by the day, the fact that I can't figure this out. You
Mhm.
seem more level-headed than I am. Can we sit down and have a conversation?
Right. That's
That's it.
all.
That's it.
Mhm.
You know
Like
what I'm
I said,
saying?
in order to, get help, like, you gotta have the conversation first, process a little bit, then come up with solutions. What I
Mhm.
seen with the work that I do, the men wanna just jump straight to the solutions. I'm like, "Nah, that
Can't do
that
that.
that doesn't work that way.
It doesn't work.
Doesn't work
You
that way."
you need the tools.
Yeah,
Like, you know what
you
I'm saying?
know?
You need the tools
Like,
because
how you gonna build a shed if you ain't got no tools,
what's gonna end up
you
happening,
know?
especially when individuals wanna just jump to the solution, is they're gonna get re-triggered all over again,
That's
right?
facts.
That's what's gonna end up happening. You're gonna get re-triggered, and you're not gonna know how to deal with that trigger,
Mhm,
right? You're gonna deal with your trauma. Your trauma's gonna resurface. You're not gonna know how to deal with that trauma
mhm,
when it happens. I always equate the healing journey as Pandora's box,
mm.
right? At the bottom of Pandora's box is hope.
Yeah,
If you know the story, right? Now, the problem with trying to find hope is the things that you are not working on. So you're
mhm,
piling things in this box consistently, constantly, just piling and piling and piling and piling. And the more that you pile, the less hope that you have.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know,
yeah,
you're struggling with things that you're not supposed to be struggling with.
mhm,
Like I always use that thought process in regards to the healing journey, because that's what it is. You're just piling things on top of other things that
yeah,
you're not working on. And then if you're a people pleaser, you're piling other people's things on top of your
yeah,
things that you're
mhm,
already not working on. Now you just got a pile of stuff. Just looks like
yeah.
a big pile of laundry.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and you're just like, damn.
How'd they get there?
Like, like what? How did I get here? Like,
How did I get here?
you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
how did I get here?
Like, how did I
Yeah,
get here? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not working on none of my stuff, but I'm willing to help everybody else with theirs. Like,
mhm.
it don't make no sense.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
very backward thinking, right?
yeah,
Because and then you got to think about it as the aspect of the cup, right? You have
mhm,
your capacity. It's a cup. Like, I'm a bottle of water, right? It
yeah,
was full at one point until I started drinking it. So your
mhm,
capacity is up here. You're constantly giving people from your capacity
mhm,
instead of the overflow that you're supposed to have, right?
yeah,
You're giving them from your cup. That's supposed to be just for you.
mhm,
It's not supposed to be for anybody else. It's only for you. Whatever's
facts.
on top of that, you provide it, you delegate it to whoever you want to delegate it to. That's your
Mhm,
decision. But the moment that you start to reach here is when you stop. Be like, listen,
mm,
I gotta reset. I ain't got no more for you guys. I ain't got nothing to give you. I ain't got nothing else to give
yeah,
you.
you gotta ask somebody else.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go that way because
Yeah,
I ain't got nothing else to give you. You like, you know what I'm
right,
saying? Like, I ain't got nothing else to give you. I ain't got no more energy to give you. Like,
in
this, the rest
fact.
of this is mine. Like, I'm not giving you
Mhm,
mine. It's not happening.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like that's one thing I really want to teach the men. Like, you gotta have capacity,
Oh, yeah.
right? When it comes to work, when it comes to friends, even when it comes to family, like
Mm,
you gotta have capacity. You can't
yeah,
be there for everybody, right?
facts.
Because that's an ego trip, first of all.
Mhm,
Feeling like everybody has to rely on you. You want everybody to rely on you so that way you can
mhm,
keep pushing, right? So that way you can find the strength to keep pushing. You want everybody to rely on you instead of
mm,
just realizing that you're tired.
yeah,
You're tired. It's okay to be tired. You're
mhm,
human. You're not Superman.
exactly.
You're Clark Kent.
Mhm.
Like, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
Clark Kent, my guy.
You're Clark
Yeah.
Kent. You're not Superman.
Mhm,
You know what I'm saying? You're Batman minus the millions.
mhm.
Like, you know,
Yo,
like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, you're
Oh,
Spider Man without
yeah.
getting bitten by the spider.
Mhm. Now you Peter Parker.
Now you're Peter Parker. You're just
Mhm.
human.
That's it.
Like, that's
And
it.
it's okay to be human.
It's
But
okay
that's
to be
the thing.
human.
It's okay just to say, you know what? I'm human. I overextended myself. But like the key is like if you keep overextending yourself in the same areas over and over again, as I said before, you gotta look inward or have some kind of a coach and be like, okay, like so you did this, and this. And I'll take family as an example. Like you saying earlier, family, bro, family will overextend you. Like there were just times I just started telling my mom no, telling my dad no, telling
What's
my
going on,
aunt
sis?
no. Yeah, and especially like these family cookouts you want to go to. It's like, you know what? No, I'm not gonna go to this. And it's
Right.
like, well, we can't keep the family together. It's like if you really want to go there, the family was never together to begin with. I don't know why y'all keep telling yourselves that lie.
Good
We
morning.
be hiding people who are getting touched inappropriately and this, that, and the other. I mean, that's the God's honest truth. That's the reason why people don't want to be around there because being around you triggers them. And since don't nobody want to grab their balls and say something about it, that's why we're here.
Uncle Richard, Uncle
Yeah,
Jerry,
yeah.
Auntie, because
Mhm.
the uncles ain't the only one.
Auntie Susan,
Auntie Susan.
"Come here, baby."
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. She
Oh
ain't so
yeah.
innocent either.
She ain't so innocent either. But
Yeah,
no, honestly, it's one of those things. Like I truly feel like in the black community, right? And
yeah.
this is just me being honest, we are a bunch of hypocrites.
Mhm.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah,
People are not gonna like the fact that I said that, but it's okay. What's going on, bro? Um, we're a bunch of hypocrites
yeah.
because we definitely seen some very unstable creatures
Mhm.
in our community that do some unspeakable shit,
Mm,
and we pushed it under the rug.
yeah.
But yet, let any other communities do it, and it's highlighted. We got something to say. You better look in them. You better look in the skeletons of your family
That's it.
before you say anything about anybody.
Mhm.
Period. Point blank. Because ain't
Yeah.
nobody safe out here.
Mhm.
Ain't nobody safe. Y'all done pushed a whole bunch of shit under the rug.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, y'all didn't say nothing about auntie or your auntie Susan or Uncle Jerry when he was over here looking at these kids looking low, you know, with that weird eye that he had over here
Mhm.
looking like Forrest Whitaker. Like,
Yeah.
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but you ain't say nothing. You ain't say
Yo,
nothing to him. You
yeah,
just
say
kind of chalked
nothing.
it up as you know
Mhm.
he just loves the kids.
Yeah.
Come on,
He
man,
just a
chill out
little
with that.
funny,
He's just a little
you know,
funny. He a little funny looking, but he a little funny.
funny looking and funny doing, you know?
Yeah,
But
like,
that's
but we pushed it
yeah.
under the rug. So like,
Uh-huh.
gotta look at your skeletons, man. Look at your skeletons.
Yeah.
Look at all of it, right? Especially for the men, man. Like, y'all really gotta open your eyes. Like, I really want to see y'all do better. Cause
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. The women are killing it right now.
Mm.
Like, right? And I give them their flowers. They're killing it. They're going to therapy. They're getting the coaching. They're getting the assistance to become better individuals. They're asking all the right questions, right?
Mhm.
Is it an easy process for them to do that? No. It's
Yeah.
not. It's difficult as hell, but they're willing to be uncomfortable to grow.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like as men, we should be able to be a little bit uncomfortable,
Yeah.
right? You know what I'm saying? So that way we can become better. I don't see why it should be difficult for us to be uncomfortable. Mama Nista, I see you. Thank you for the gifts. Um, I don't see why being uncomfortable should be such an issue, right?
Right.
Because I don't think comfortability is the problem.
Mhm.
I don't think comfortability is the problem because there's no way that we're comfortable when we're always trying to push to do more, right? We're always
Mhm.
trying to be in somebody's face doing something, trying to help somebody. So
Yeah.
comfortability is never the issue. They're uncomfortable about the wrong things.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Right? They don't mind being uncomfortable to provide, protect, and show provision and give provision and have all that, right? But when it comes
Mhm.
to sitting down with themselves and healing
Mhm.
and going through the process of trauma and triggers and all that stuff, right? Now they don't want to be uncomfortable.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
How does that work? You can't
Can't
pick and
outrun
choose
yourself.
when you want to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like uncomfortability is just all of it overall.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the things that I think it's important. Like you're like,
Yeah.
are you delegating your comfortability? Is that what it is? Like, are you picking and
Mhm.
choosing when you want to be uncomfortable?
Right.
Because like now there's a lot of questions now. Like,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying in regards to that. Like, are you really picking and choosing when you want to be uncomfortable? Like, I think that's a question you might have to ask the men, man. You might have to ask the men that question, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
they do
are
that.
you picking and choosing when you want to be uncomfortable?
Mm. Yeah.
Because
That's good.
it seems like when it comes to making that money, you're not uncomfortable at all. You're not comfortable. You like
Yeah.
to be
They're willing
uncomfortable
to
making
face
that money.
that.
You're
Yeah.
ready to push through all of that to make that money. That's not
Oh, yeah.
comfortability. That's not
Definitely.
comfortability. Not even remotely.
Mhm.
There's nothing comfortable about making money.
Mhm.
High risk, high reward.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that might be a question you gotta ask the fellas, bro.
Yeah. I definitely gotta list that one down, man,
Yeah,
because
because
you know,
it just came to my head just now too. It's just like,
yeah.
are they choosing when they want to be comfortable and when they want to be uncomfortable? Because I think
Mm.
that's a real question.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, are you picking and choosing that? I gotta post that question too. Like, when
Yeah.
are you choosing to be uncomfortable? Like, when are you choosing your uncomfortability? Like, is it when you're making money and when you're trying to be great, right?
Mhm.
As far as a monetary gain or a financial gain, and when it's time to be uncomfortable in a mental or emotional aspect, you're choosing to be stagnant.
Mm.
It's just a thought.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
No.
It's just a thought. It's just a thought. You know what I'm saying? So we're at 12:12 right now. We got a couple more minutes. So kind of let everybody know what you got going on. Like, anything new. Like, what you got going on is something new.
Yeah, I would say just something new is, the Sunday night calls. That's what I say is new. Like Sunday night calls at 9 p.m. Eastern time, like strictly just for the fellas, just I'm a firm believer that there are just times where men and women can come together. Nothing wrong with that. But there are just times where the men just gotta come together with the other men. Like no ego, there's no pride. Come together, have a conversation. Let's talk. Let's have conversations.
What's going on,
Let's
brother?
build, let's grow, and progress as men. Because one thing I can't stand, man, we was talking about this earlier. I can't stand that social media garbage where it's the men versus the women, and men need to be doing this and women need to be doing that. Like I don't talk about none of that. I honestly think that is goofy, low vibrational behavior. I really
I
do.
agree.
'Cause, like, at the end of the day,
I agree.
if you gotta put down another woman for what you not doing in your life, you just a goofy. I mean, let's
Yeah,
just be real.
that's real.
Like
Thank you, babe.
it's ridiculous. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what I've got going on, and honestly, getting out in the community, still being online, just basically just looking to have more conversations like me and Emmanuel are having right now, and just to keep having the conversation going, but not just have a conversation, but to push it towards something. Rather it is therapy, rather it is coaching, rather it is counseling. I'm a firm believer in like, yeah, there's times to stay still. There's times to process, but
Right.
there's also times for action. Like
Yeah,
you got to use the
absolutely.
discernment of what to do because a lot of people, a lot of men, they get real good. What I also learned with this is that a lot of men get real good at
Right, babe.
processing things and trying
Hmm.
to solve everything, but they never really get
Thank
too
you, bro.
good at just saying, "Hey, bro, can like you sit down here and sharpen me? Can you
Yeah,
sit down here and point out my blind spots? Because
yeah.
like I keep struggling with the same area. I'm not dumb or anything, but it's just like, can you just let me know if I'm doing something? And like the
Hmm.
problem is with a lot of us men is that it's that ego. It's that ego. Like I don't always agree with all these pastors say, but one pastor did get it right. He said ego stands for edging God out. And I was like, okay, that's a bar.
That's a
When I heard that, I was like, I don't always agree with every pastor what they say. But that right there,
that was a bar.
that right there,
That right there.
when
That
people
was
be
good.
saying, I don't hear from God. Well,
That
your
was
ego
good.
edged them out. So
That was good. That was good. But it's true though, honestly. And I think I want to have these conversations more.
mhm,
I gotta be more intentional about these interviews. That's
mhm,
my goal moving forward is to
yeah.
be more intentional. So we do have another one at 5 o'clock though. It's going to be an interesting conversation as well. Um, I always love to get the perspective of the woman, right? Especially one that's actually in the process of putting in the work
Hmm.
in regards to it. So we're gonna kind of talk about her process and where she's been since the last conversation I had with her, because she was actually my first interview. Actually, she was my first interview that I did on here, and then she said she wanted to do it again. So I was like, all right, let's do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm always
Yeah.
down for the conversation. I'm always down for the conversation and the good information and see where everybody's at, because like everybody changes, everybody shifts, the perspectives are different, especially down the line when you're actually putting in the work and you're being intentional about healing. Like, you learn some things about yourself, you learn some things about other people, the things that you're willing to tolerate, the things you're not willing to tolerate. So it's
Yeah.
like, I want to see where her head is at. Like, you know what I'm saying? After the last conversation. What's going on, Raina? Welcome in. Especially the fact that she read my book. Like, you know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Like, you gotta be a different beast to read that book, because it's like, it's not one of those books that hold, like, that coddles you, right?
Yeah.
It's not one of those. Like, you gotta really, like, you gotta have thick skin. Because
Hmm.
the book hurts your feelings. Like, that's the point. The book is supposed to make you feel like, shit, I gotta put in the work. I'm slacking. Like, you
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? What am I doing with myself? And the book that I'm talking about, guys, is The Mirror Labyrinth, which is available on Amazon, by the way. If you guys go on Amazon and grab your copy of The Mirror Labyrinth, I promise you, you're gonna either thank me for the things that's in this book, or you're gonna want to fight me. Either way, I'm fine with it. Okay? I'm okay.
Yeah.
It's fine. All right?
Hmm.
I'm put it in camera so you guys can see it. It's The Mirror Labyrinth. Make sure y'all go grab your copy. And message me after the fact, or leave a review on Amazon. That'd be great, because it pushes us to the algorithm of Amazon for people to purchase the book even more. The book itself is raw. Okay, like, there's no sugarcoating. There's no I want to be hugged type of vibe in the book. I mean, and if you don't believe me, I can read a piece of it so that way you guys can hear the tone that comes with this book, because it's really one of those, right? Um, I wanna give you guys just a big mirror check. So this is one of them, and I'm gonna read this chapter because you mentioned ego.
Mm.
You mentioned ego, so I'm gonna read that part. It says the chapter is actually called "Smoking Ego." It says, "You're not as healed as you think you are. Oh, you're healed now because you took a break from toxic people, because you posted some deep quotes, because you lit some sage and cut someone off. That's not healing. That's smoke. That's ego in soft filter trying to look like growth."
Mm.
I'll leave that there, right? That
Mm.
kind of tells you the tone of what the book is about, right? The book ain't here to play with you, and neither am I.
Okay.
He ain't here to play with you either.
Oh, absolutely not.
We
I
ain't
don't
got
like the
time for,
circus, bro. I don't even like the circus.
like, you know what I'm saying? If you're gonna be working on yourself, the surface is fine. You still need to work on the surface, right? But below the surface is where the work really goes. This is where you really put in the work. It's really, really where you really start to grind. Like, you know what I'm saying, and actually start becoming a better version of yourself. Because a lot of times, and this is the truth, right? The people that are in your immediate circle right now, your friends, your family, right? If they're not putting in the work, you're gonna start viewing them a little bit differently
Mhm.
when you actually start putting in the work and start recognizing certain things. You're gonna view them a little bit differently, right? You're gonna have a lot of questions on if they should still be in your life or not, right? There's gonna be a lot of questions. You're gonna ask yourself a lot of questions. You're gonna see them differently. You're gonna talk about them differently. You're gonna be like, "What you doing now?" Like, I see the energy behind it. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to be around it. I'm cool, because you've actually put it in the work and you're recognizing certain things. Your awareness is a little bit heightened, right? So your pattern, you're starting to see people's patterns and habits and behaviors are just don't look right. They don't seem right. That means you're in your process, and that's okay, right? Now, the decisions you make on whether they're in your life or not, that falls on you, right? There is no right or wrong response to this. The only thing that's important is how you're handling it, right? That's the only thing that's important, is how you handle it. That's it. That is it. And it sounds simple, but it's not. But you have to be able to see it visually for you to understand it. I could tell you straight away, right? And I'll be transparent. I don't talk to my sister, right? I don't speak to my sister at all. My blood sister. I do not talk to her. I don't speak to her. She's blocked on everything
Mm.
because of how she operates. I don't operate the way that she operates. I don't like the fact that she moves the way that she moves, the things that she does. It makes me uncomfortable. And not in a good uncomfortability. It makes me feel weird. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like you're supposed to be my older sister. You're supposed to be teaching me, but I'm teaching you.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't like the fact that I have to do that. And you don't listen to anybody. You know, you move to the beat of your own drums. You make your own mistakes, but you don't learn from anything. I can't keep chasing, not chasing you. So I blocked you. That's it. You're no longer my responsibility. As much as people tried to make you my responsibility, you're no longer my responsibility. You know what I'm saying? That right there teaches you that you've actually owned up to the things that you're doing for yourself. What's good, Derek? You know what I'm saying? So you have to focus on you. If you are not the most important person in your life, you're falling short. Period, point blank. There's nothing else that you can tell me. There's no excuses that you can give me. If you're not the most important person in your life today, you got some work that you need to do. That's it. That's all I got. That's all I
Yeah.
got. You know what I'm saying? If
Okay.
you are not the most important person in your life today, you've already fallen short. Because anybody that's attached to you needs you to be the better version of yourself, especially if you have kids, right? How can you teach your kids to be better if you're choosing not to be better? How? What are you teaching them?
Mhm.
The only thing that they're learning from you is how to survive.
Mhm.
That's it. You're not teaching them anything. Anybody can learn how to survive. Because survival is instinct, right? You learn that on the fly, right? But
Mhm.
actually being able to be aware, actually having the tools to be able to operate, that way you're not crashing out. That way you're not, overstimulating yourself with strength, overstimulating yourself with resilience, just being overstimulated, period. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to live your life being constantly overstimulated.
Yeah.
That's not healthy. It's not healthy. You know what I'm saying? And I want to see people do better. You know what I'm saying? But you have to want to do better. He can't want it more than you want it. I can't want it more than you want it. Derek can't want it more than you want it. You know what I'm saying? That's not how that works. You have to want it. You have to want to change. You have to want to be better. It's a lot of work. It's not easy. You know what I'm saying? None of it is, but it's worth it. There is grass that is greener on the other side. There is
Mhm.
a light at the end of the tunnel. There is. It looks good over here. Feels good over here.
Me too.
It
The
might
water
get a little
tastes
bit
good.
lonely.
Mhm.
It might it might get a little bit lonely. I'll be honest with you. There's
Yeah.
some days that it might get a little bit lonely, but
Mhm.
at least you know that you're in the best stages of your life
Yeah.
because you put in the work. You will find your people. You will find your tribe. It will happen. But in order for it to happen, you have to put in the work. You
Mhm.
never want to find the tribe that's going to force you to stay stagnant. We're not doing that. Not in 2026, people. We got to stop it. Some things have to shift. Some things have to change.
Facts.
Do you know what I'm saying? I want to thank you, bro. Again.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Thank you for
You know
having
what I'm
me.
saying?
Yeah.
Because this was great.
Yeah,
Even the
absolutely.
conversation we had off air was even
Mhm.
great. It was amazing.
Yeah.
I loved the whole conversation that we had, and I want to do this again.
Oh,
Probably on a
absolutely. Okay,
we could,
definitely.
you know what I'm saying? I definitely
Yeah.
want to do this again. I know we probably have some more topics that we can come up with to
Mhm.
really have a conversation in regards to this. So for everybody that's watching and they missed pretty much the whole live, we've been on here since 11. It's gonna be on YouTube in the next 24 hours. It will be also be on Facebook, on Twitter, on Twitch. It's also going to be there as well. I'm gonna post it on Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well, so it'll be on there as well. Um, Snippets will be all across the TikTok streets and Instagram and the other social media platforms. So you'll see snippets of the conversation. But overall, I want to thank you guys. Thank you guys for being intentional about yourself. Thank you for showing up. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Brenda. Thank you for just being better or trying to be better because I know the process is not easy. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So my name is the same on there. So it's Mind Your Mental Podcast. If you do Mind Your Mental Podcast, you'll be able to find it there. So across the board of all my social medias except Facebook, it's Mind Your Mental Podcast. If you're looking for me on Facebook, look up Emmanuel Pierre on Facebook. I do a lot of my posting on there as well. So if you guys are trying to follow me there, do that. If you have a second device, just kind of just hit that QR code. You can go right to my website at monumentalpodcast.com. You can purchase the books there. You can also set up your free consultation there. We have merch, special edition merch in regards to on the website as well. Got a lot of things going on. Eventually, I will start doing the workshops soon. I'm kind of just trying to figure out as far as time frame is concerned what I'm going to do in regards to that. But the first one is definitely going to be about accountability. So bring your hard hats. Bring your hard hats.
Absolutely.
That's all I'm gonna ask you. Bring your hard hats because obviously the conversation of accountability is a little bit different over here than it would be that you probably had in your life. I'm gonna be honest with you. There is no sugarcoating in regards to it. We're not gonna sit there and cry about the person that hurt us. We're not gonna sit there and woe me the whole time. We're gonna make a change. We're gonna make a shift. No fluffiness at all, not even a little bit. I want you to do better. I want you to be better. In order to do that, we got to take a little bit of the sugar out, just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I don't care. I do care, which is why I'm doing it. I show tough love. That's my thing. I show tough love. I want you guys to do what's necessary for you to be able to walk outside and be like, ah, it smells good out here. I don't smell no toxicity. I don't even want to look for it.
Mhm.
That's what I want for you guys. I want you guys to be able to breathe in the good energy and the good vibes. That's it. That's all I want. So I appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you, Caleb. I do appreciate you again, my brother. In a
Yep.
world full of negativity, make sure y'all choose love and love on purpose. Keep life simple. Love is the glue. Respect is the flavor. You dig, you dig, you dig. Make sure y'all live within your value energy, and I pity the fool who doesn't mind their mental. Peace.